Welcome to the Firearm Patriot channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a Cowboy Fast Draw rig from a company out of Boone's Mill, Virginia. This company is called Ken's Leathercraft. I'm going to put a link to their website in the description of this video so you can check out their holsters. Ken's been making leather holsters since 1962, and he really knows what he's doing. And not only does he make holsters for single action revolvers, but he also makes holsters for most modern weapons, including inside the waistband holsters, pancake holsters, and shoulder holsters, which I understand is one of his biggest sellers, probably because of the reasonable price that he charges for these holsters. This particular holster right here comes in at $130, and I think it represents one of the best values in regards to a holster for Cowboy Fast Draw. So let's go ahead and zoom in and take a little closer look at what you get from Ken's Leathercraft. I've just been very impressed with this holster from Ken's Leathercraft. We'll go ahead and take this Frontier, made by Traditions. Actually, it's imported by Traditions. It's made by Patriot. We'll remove that. And so we can take a look at this rig. Again, beautiful, beautiful rig. And any rig comes in with basically two elements. You have the belt, you have the holster. So let's go ahead and separate those, talk about the belt first, and we'll move on to the holster. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Now this is a pretty tight fit, and we'll show you later why that is. We'll put the holster there. But let's take a look at the belt. This belt's 2 1/4 inches in width. It is tapered, as you can see, as it comes closer to the part that goes through the belt buckle. It tapers down to 1.5 inches. It's double stitched. You don't see that in a lot of belts. Most of the time that's an additional expense. It costs extra money. It does not cost any more money on a belt made by Ken. Also, I want you, if you can see this, I want you to go ahead and take a look at the dyeing job on this leather. Very impressive. It's a kind of a chocolate brown, but it almost looks like marble. Very, very impressive. On the back side, of course this is a straight belt, you have suede that's sewn in, and I've been very impressed with suede on the back of belts. It does very good to hold that belt secure to your hips, and it doesn't allow it to slip. And of course in Cowboy Fast Draw you want everything to be in the exact same place every time. Consistency makes for top performance. Now the buckle's a little bit different. Most Cowboy Fast Draw buckles are, basically cut cornered buckles, or clip cornered buckles. This is a roll buckle. Now I use these all the time on my belts, my normal belts, and they just do an excellent job. And the more I've used this one, the better I like it in regards to the Cowboy application. If you don't like it, you can always go ahead and remove the Chicago screws. There's 2 there that hold the belt buckle on. Put a clip corner buckle on there if you want it, but certainly this works very well. And in fact, it does a lot less damage to your belt than even a clip corner belt buckle does. You got 2 loops right here for your belt to go through when it's attached, but just very, very impressive. Now this particular belt here does not have any bullet loops on it, but Ken says if you want bullet loops, he puts up to 18 bullet loops on here for no additional charge of your caliber of choice. Now of course Cowboy Fast Draw is 45 long coat, but of course if you're shooting a single action sport, you may be shooting 38s or 357 Magnums, and he can do the belt loops, or excuse me, bullet loops for those as well. So just a very, very impressive product. I'm very impressed with the belt. And let's move on to the holster. Of course, again, the holster and the belt both meet Cowboy Fast Draw requirements. As you can see, he continues the double stitching on the holster, which again is very impressive. You don't see that a lot of the times. It does go down to single on the strap, but if you notice on the strap, take a look at that. Very impressive gray engraving on the leather. It's got a coat there. You don't really see that very often either. So very impressed with that. On the back of the holster, it's widened out. You got the spread there to go around your hip and hold that secure. Now you saw me have a little bit of time pulling that, difficult time pulling out the belt from the holster. It's because he has a screw right here. Now this screw, he tells me on the back of the screw there's a nut, and that nut has grooves in it that cuts in, tightens up into the leather, keeps it from turning. So you don't have it backing out like you do with a lot of other Chicago screws. Same way, he uses the same screw system to attach the leather strap. And also, if you notice, the loop that comes back over the holster. It's called a Mexican loop holster because this loops over the belt. But this portion here, I call it the back paddle, comes all the way down to the end of the holster. And he has a bullet deflector on here. It's, again, 2 screws attached on there. That's no additional charge. Some manufacturers, holster designers charge extra for that, but there is none. You get that along for the $130. You got 2 holes in here for your leather Latigo leg ties, and that's just very, very impressive. You can see the thickness of it. Very light holster too. I kind of like that. The more I wear these holsters, the lighter I like them. And it has a very good fit and finish to it. Just very impressive. You've got your hammer thong right there that fits over your hammer to secures the gun in there. And if you notice the cant of the holster, you're out the full 20 degrees, which is the maximum the CFDA allows. So he's basically extended that out to give you maximum advantage on your draw there. So a very impressive product by Ken's Leather Craft. Also check out their other holsters. You know, their shoulder holsters are extremely nice and extremely reasonable in price compared to their competitors. Very nice also pancake holsters and inside the waistband holsters. Again, we'll put a link up to Ken's Leather Craft in the description of this video. Check it out. If you've got one of these, let me know what you think about it. I'd like to know what the longevity is. But so far, I have been very, very impressed for the $130 price point. So with that being said, this is Firearm Patriot. Till next time, God bless America.